typically, how long will it be after signing that my customer will have the system on their house?
So that's like a very hard question to answer. It's not just a blanket statement kind of thing.
Okay, so I also get asked this a lot, because people see all of our stuff on Facebook and we're talking about building custom systems for people's homes. They're asking me, how do we decide on that? Production, panels, what takes part in that decision for these people?
Yeah, that's a great question. So a lot of research goes into building these designs for these systems. Hey guys, my name's Ashkan. I'm sitting here with John. We're doing episode 6 on the SVG Solar Podcast series. Today we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. We're going to be doing more of a Q&A because Jacob and the rest of the team, they're out in Prescott, Arizona doing a sales blitz. Kind of like what we're going to be doing on September 16th and 17th when we come out to our solar boot camp. Hey John, so a common question that people will ask at the door is, what happens if I sell my home? Because these are 25-year loans. Most people don't stay in their house for more than 8 to 10 years.
That's a great question. I answer that question probably once a day. First of all, your home's gonna become efficient. It's gonna be a fully efficient home. You're going solar, the sun comes out every day. Most of the people that are in real estate have told me that homes sell faster, 3 to 5% faster when they have solar. If it's a loan, let's just say it's paid off cash, it's obviously paid off. But if it's a loan, you transfer it over with full warranties, get transferred over. It's not a problem. If they're shopping for a home, they are more than enough qualified for a solar loan. All right, so another question that gets asked a lot is, what if we need to repair the roof in the future? Panels are already laid, systems on and producing.
That's a good question. So it depends on what situation you're in. If you are doing an insurance job because you got roof damage from hail, wind, a tree fell on your house, something like that, then the insurance is going to cover any detach, reset, and replacement of those panels. Now, if you're doing a retail job, which means that you are paying out of pocket for it, there is a detach reset fee of $150 per panel. And we will go directly through the installer for that. So throughout this process, I have an HOA, and there are big sticklers on trash cans and weeds. What about solar? Can they give me any of a headache going solar?
So I've had that in the past, but no, it's almost unlawful. They cannot do that. There is a couple states that have, maybe a jurisdiction here and there, but it's not going to be to where they cannot allow you to put solar on your home. It's it's technically illegal to stop you from going solar on your home. Another thing I've been asked a lot is performance. Will these panels degrade over time?
So yes, there is a degradation with all these panels. They do go through a phase. After 25 years, they will produce 7.25% less than what they were producing when they were new. So if they're producing 100% now, they'll be producing, 92.75.
And this is after 25 years?
And this is after 25 years.
Okay.
My old neighbor, he had his on his roof for 7 to 8 years before we moved in, and we were in that house for 28 years and they were still going. So these things are made to last, and the degradation barely fades. Now, everybody's worried about their stuff being covered and make sure it works. What if what warranties do we have available for homeowners?
Okay, so first off, installer covers all warranty. This is a 25-year bumper to bumper, meaning your roof, your solar, any electrical that goes down with it, anything that has to do with your solar and your roof is fully covered. And that means literally hail damage that happens. Like I said, sometimes pigeons get underneath them and mess up some wiring, stuff like that. Fully covered, bumper to bumper. And that is a transferable warranty. So if you do decide to sell your home within those 25 years, the next homeowner is fully covered as well.
And that includes the inverter as well, because when we use Solar Edge has a couple of capabilities that Enphase does not. And one of them is the size of the inverter. So when we do that, we can increase the production. But with Solar Edge, you can also include a warranty, extended warranty for like $200 that extends it from 12 to 25 full years. The Solar Edge inverter just manufacturer has a 12-year warranty.
Awesome.
But when we add on the extended warranty, it takes it for the additional 13, a full 25-year warranty, bumper to bumper.
Nice. Okay, so I also get asked this a lot, because people see all of our stuff on Facebook, and we're talking about building custom systems for people's homes. They're asking me, how do we decide on that? Production, panels, what takes part in that decision for these people?
Yeah, that's a great question. So a lot of research goes into building these designs for these systems. We don't just slap panels on. And that's why when we ask you for information that comes from your electric bill, it's because it has that graph that shows us exactly what you've used in that home. So we can build it to exactly what you'll need. Now, we also, not only do we need that, but we also do research on the utility and see how they work, because not all utility companies have a good solar program. Some have none, some have some. So some have great ones. So we have to do the research to figure out how we have to build a system to produce the amount of energy you're gonna need without overextending the loan. We don't want to overbuild and overproduce when the company's not going to buy it back. So we wouldn't have all of your months covered. We would just cover the majority.
Or underbuild.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like a custom thing where it's just like, 10 kilowatts here, 10, you get 10,
people
you
think
get
that,
10.
Bro. You should see how many times people be like, I got a 3-bedroom house. How much?
Yeah,
I'm like,
bro,
doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work like that.
No.
It also, a lot of other things like, we can ask you, I ask my homeowners, are you going to be doing something in the future that's going to be, making you use more energy? Are you going to be bringing people into the home? Are people going to be leaving? Are you going to be doing a pool, hot tub, things like that?
I have a customer right now. He's getting ready to sign. He told me he plans on having 3 kids and 2 electric vehicles in the future. So he definitely, he's telling me this now, so that way we bring it into consideration while we build him a system.
Exactly. We want to build for the future. So when we go through this process, when do you give them a quote of, how much it's going to cost or whatever? And is it firm, or is it kind of what is it based on?
Good question. Every single person gets a proposal, and this is a pretty much transparent proposal. Everything's on there. Nobody signs contracts without looking at the numbers, obviously. We all know that as grown folks. We built this out, very honest. We won't oversell for a bigger commission. We won't undersell, because then you won't be saving. And quick fact, I look at a lot of proposals because obviously people are shopping around. They'll look at 2 or 3 other companies before coming to us. Typically, I beat them from $5,000 to $10,000. And, you can tell that the sales rep was not being honest with their proposal. They were just trying to make a bigger paycheck. So everything down to the last penny, we explain to you guys how it works, why it works, before you sign anything. Nobody's getting bullied into signing until they've read that contract. And we actually share that contract. We get it as the homeowner gets it, and we look at it together. So there's copies in both emails.
I like when I get those proposals. Hey, can you beat this? And it's like on a piece of paper, it's like crayon. Like, what is this? You really even considering this one? Okay, that's fine. I mean,
I have seen those a couple times. Literally, they'll text me a picture of their proposal, and it's just notebook, handwritten numbers. You're paying this much, you're getting this much back, and this is what it's going to cost you. Doesn't tell you what inverters, what panels, what anything. It's
the company name.
Yeah, exactly.
So, we do look over a lot of proposals, and we find the holes on them, and we'll find the integrity that they should have had when they built those proposals.
Exactly. Okay, another question I get, or a statement I get, is solar is very expensive. Now more and more people are understanding that there is financing, financing options for everybody. So can you explain to us, what's financing options so that people actually know what's going on? Yeah,
so we go through, we use a multiple lenders with our solar loans, but the main one is Good Leap. Now, what we do with them is we have we have special agreement with them that we can get one of the lowest financing rates for 25 years at 1.49% financing.
1.49?
1.49.
Wow.
That's really low, especially in this market with as crazy as everything is. That's the best rate that you can possibly get. Now, if you don't want that, if you want to pay it off faster than 25 years, because that is a long time, we have all the way to 12 years. So it just depends on what you want to do, what works best for your family. You can also do cash and just get it over with now and start saving money immediately.
Now, is a cash price difference in the Good Leap finance price?
So, yeah, there is a difference. There are what's called dealer fees. Every loan company has them. So it's basically like a loan origination fee. So if you've bought a car or a house, they have those fees that are in there. So if you go cash, you eliminate all those fees.
Plus the interest accumulating over years, right? You're skipping all that.
Yeah, you're
not
skipping all
financing.
that because that is not being accumulated. Absolutely. Cash is king. It's the best way to go.
Awesome.
But if you don't have that, you can always finance it. And these have no prepayment penalty. So if you win the lottery, pay that sucker off and you're done.
So what about credit-wise? Does somebody have to have 800 credit score to get solar?
You don't need an 800 credit score. You need, we can do as low as a 600, 625 is kind of the lowest I personally like to go, just to, make sure that, this homeowner is, is not on that line. But if they are on that line, we help them try to get Experian Boost or, ways, get them in contact with somebody to increase their credit score so we can get them approved.
Awesome.
So when I go through with this, do I actually need to be home for the installation because I travel?
Okay. So no, you are not required to be home. In some installs, like if you have a main panel that's in your attic, in some states that happens, not here in Arizona. Typically it's outside. Also, if they're doing any type of attic work, somebody has to let them in. If you have any dogs and they got to be in the backyard, somebody's got to put the dogs away. But typically for people that are not in home for the install, it's not that big of a deal. We just let them know we will be shutting power off as we do some electrical. And it's not for hours. It's about a 30-minute window that they shut it off. So your food will stay good in the fridge, all that stuff.
Okay.
It's very simple. Most installs are only 1 day. Unless it's a big system, it might roll over to 2 days. But it's fairly quick. Fairly quick install.
Is there anything that I need to do as a homeowner to prep my house to get ready for solar, like pets, locked gates, anything like that? What do I need to give to you to make this as quick and seamless as possible?
So installers will need backyard access a lot of the times. Especially if your main panel or your electrical stuff is going to be in the back of the fence. Just leaving the fence unlocked, making sure there's no dogs that are going to escape or attack anybody. Other than that, pretty much just give us access to your home. You're going to come back to a solar system on it.
All right.
Okay, I also get asked all the time. Everyone's excited, right? They want to sign today and they want the install tomorrow. Realistically, how long will it be after signing that my customer will have the system on their house?
So that's like a very hard question to answer. It's not just a blanket statement kind of thing. Because when we go through this whole process, we have to go through your HOA if you have one, your city, county, state permits, any permits that are needed, we pull those. And if they are backlogged or, somebody's not working that day, then, things can slow up. So it's about a 3 to 4 month process, depending on how fast we get our permits back. So for example, in Dallas, they have like over-the-counter permits in some areas. We have 15-day installs, ridiculous.
Wow.
El Paso, 30-day installs. Here in Phoenix, they take their time, so it's like a 4-month install. Scottsdale, Gilbert, surrounding areas, 2-month install. So a 2 to 4 month is about what you're going to be looking at.
Okay, that's good to know because I have people asking, usually at the day of signing, they're like, how soon can we get it? Can we do this tomorrow? But they don't understand that there's a couple steps. It's not just on us or the installer to just go there and get it done. There's permitting and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's not a DIY project. We got to go through the right channels to get everything done correctly.
That's good. That's a good one because I get asked that all the time.
So here's another question for you. If I give you access to my house and let's say I have like a project car in the back and something happens to it while you guys are installing it. What happens? Am I liable for that damage to my property? Who is?
Installers will take full responsibility. And like you said, it could be just a project car on the side of your home, or it could be a hole that they left on the roof, broken tile, all gets fixed, whether it's a crack in the corner or it's shattered in pieces. Installers will completely cover anything that's their responsibility while they're on site. It's just like a normal construction job site. Anything that gets damaged, it gets fixed on the spot. So I get this question probably once a week. Who monitors the system? How do we know it's working?
It's a great question. So I actually have solar on my house, and the way that I monitor it is I have an app, and that app shows me what my production levels are real time. So I can see it at any time, anywhere I want, because it's on my phone. So if I'm in California, I can see it. But I also get notifications stating that something is wrong with the panels.
From the installer?
From the app. The app tells me, and then the installer gets a notification as well. But I like to just do my due diligence, make sure that it got done correctly, and I'll call them myself. Hey, I got a notification that something's up. Did you guys get that? Yeah, we did. Okay, let's get this resolved.
And this falls back on the warranties, right? If
this is all,
something's messed up for whatever reason, you're not producing, it's not costing you anything like a maintenance fee or anything like that. You don't have to pay for them to come out and look at it.
No, you don't have to pay for anything. It's all under the warranty. The only time that you would incur a cost is if you yourself, not part of the install team, got up there and started fiddling with it, and you broke it. Then you void the warranty, and you have to pay for that panel if you want to replace it. Yeah,
we very, very highly suggest don't go on your roof and mess with your solar system.
Yep, and these solar systems, they also don't have any maintenance. So we have haboobs here. I just spray them off with a hose. That's it.
All right, guys, that wraps up our episode 6 podcast with Ashkan and John. Just wanted to remind you guys, September 16th and 17th is our solar boot camp. If you have ever considered doing solar cells, or you already do solar cells and you want to come to this 2-day event, go ahead and follow this link, get right to us. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you.